Could the future of your retirement be at risk? Is Prime Minister Justin Trudeau robbing billions from Canada's pension fund? A bombshell report has raised serious questions about the management of Canada's pension plan, CPP, and the findings are sending shockwaves across the country. We're talking about billions of dollars, your hard-earned money, tied up in controversial investments and questionable decisions. Whispers of risky projects, insider connections, and political agendas are swirling, leaving Canadians wondering who they can trust with their financial futures. But here's where it gets even more shocking. The report suggests that decisions impacting the CPP may not be as independent as we've been led to believe. Political priorities, lofty promises, and ties to key liberal insiders are coming under intense scrutiny. So what's really going on here? How are these billions being managed, and who stands to benefit or lose? Most importantly, what does this mean for you and your family's future? In today's video, we'll dive deep into the details of this unfolding story, uncovering the controversies, the key players, and the potential consequences for Canadians. What is the CPP and why does it matter? The Canada Pension Plan is a cornerstone of Canadian financial security, providing retirement, disability, and survivor benefits to millions. Funded by contributions from workers and employers, the CPP represents a lifeline for Canadians counting on it to support their golden years. With over $500 billion in assets, the CPP is one of the largest pension funds in the world. Its management is entrusted to the CPP Investment Board, CPPIB, whose sole mandate is to maximize returns while ensuring the fund remains sustainable for future generations. This means investing in a mix of equities, bonds, and alternative assets like real estate and infrastructure, but recent allegations suggest that this isn't the whole story. Critics argue that the Trudeau government has been leveraging the CPP for political purposes, steering investments into projects that align with its agenda rather than prioritizing profitability. This includes controversial allocations into green energy initiatives and international ventures that critics say offer minimal returns. The stakes couldn't be higher. For Canadians, the CPP represents decades of hard-earned savings. Mismanagement or poor investment decisions could jeopardize not only individual retirements, but also the stability of Canada's broader economy. How did we get here? And why are these decisions being made? As details from the report continue to emerge, many Canadians are demanding answers and accountability from the government tasked with safeguarding their future. Mismanagement and political agendas. The report on the Canadian Pension Plan pulls no punches. It outlines a pattern of mismanagement that has sparked outrage across the country. Billions of dollars, it alleges, are being funneled into investments that prioritize political agendas over financial stability, raising alarm bells for workers and retirees alike. One of the report's most damning claims involves CPP funds being directed toward green energy initiatives. While these projects align with the Trudeau government's environmental policies, they've reportedly failed to deliver the promised returns. Instead of generating profits to secure Canadians' retirements, many of these ventures have turned into financial sinkholes. Critics argue that pension funds shouldn't be treated as a political piggy bank, yet the report suggests that's exactly what's happening. The controversy doesn't stop there. A significant portion of CPP funds has also been invested in industries outside of Canada. While international investments are part of a diversified portfolio, these allocations are being questioned for prioritizing foreign economies over struggling Canadian sectors. At a time when domestic industries like manufacturing and agriculture are facing challenges, it's no wonder Canadians are frustrated to see their pensions supporting projects abroad. And then there are the administrative costs. The report reveals that those managing the CPP, many of whom earn massive salaries and bonuses, are enjoying financial windfalls even as the fund underperforms. This has led to calls for greater transparency and accountability, with critics demanding to know how these decisions are made and who benefits from them. Adding fuel to the fire is the involvement of Mark Carney, a former Bank of Canada governor and current senior executive at Brookfield Asset Management. Carney, who has ties to Trudeau's government, has been accused of leveraging his influence to steer CPP investments in ways that align with the Liberal agenda. This apparent conflict of interest has drawn sharp criticism, with opposition MPs describing it as a glaring example of how private and political interests are blurring. For ordinary Canadians, these allegations are a betrayal. The CPP is supposed to safeguard their financial futures, not serve as a tool for political gain. The question now is whether the government will address these concerns or continue to brush them aside under the guise of innovation and diversification. Independent CPP or government influence. When questioned about the report, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was quick to defend his government. He claimed that the Canadian pension plan operates independently and that his administration has no direct role in its investment decisions. But critics argue that this defense doesn't hold up under scrutiny. While it's true that the CPP Investment Board is structured to function at arm's length from the government, the reality is more complex. Government policies and priorities heavily influence the economic environment in which the CPPIB operates. For instance, when the government pushes for aggressive climate goals, it indirectly pressures the CPPIB to allocate funds toward green energy projects. Trudeau has also framed these investments as a way to foster innovation and diversify Canada's economy. But critics counter that these justifications mask the real issue: whether these investments are delivering the returns needed to sustain the pension fund. The broader economic and political impact. The alleged mismanagement of the Canadian Pension Plan, CPP, has far-reaching implications, not just for retirees, but for the entire Canadian economy. When billions of dollars are invested in underperforming projects, it doesn't just threaten the financial security of individuals. It also undermines confidence in the nation's economic institutions. One of the biggest risks is a potential shortfall in future payouts to retirees. The CPP was designed to provide stability for Canadians after decades of hard work, but if investments continue to underperform, that promise could be jeopardized. The fund's primary mandate is to maximize returns while managing risk. Diverting billions into politically motivated projects could compromise that mandate, leaving retirees to face the consequences. The controversy also highlights a broader issue: Canada's economic strategy under Trudeau's government. By prioritizing investments in green energy and other government-aligned projects, critics argue that the Liberals are ignoring more pressing economic challenges. For example, Canadian industries like manufacturing, agriculture, and small businesses have struggled in recent years, yet CPP funds are being allocated to foreign ventures or long-term infrastructure projects that may not yield immediate benefits. This strategy has sparked fears of wider economic repercussions. If CPP returns remain stagnant, it could lead to increased pressure on taxpayers to make up the difference. Additionally, a loss of confidence in the CPP's management could discourage further contributions and destabilize the system altogether. Politically, the allegations against Trudeau have provided ammunition for opposition parties. The Conservatives, in particular, have framed the issue as yet another example of Liberal overreach and financial incompetence. Meanwhile, Canadians are left to wonder whether their hard-earned pension contributions are being used to secure their futures or squandered on risky political gambits. Public outrage and opposition reaction. Public reaction to the report has been swift and unforgiving. Across the country, Canadians are demanding answers about how their pension contributions are being managed and why the government appears to be prioritizing political agendas over financial stability. Social media platforms have been flooded with angry comments, with many calling for a full audit of CPP investments. Hashtags like Chalieu hands off our pensions and Trudeau scandal have been trending, reflecting widespread frustration with the government's handling of the issue. Opposition parties have seized on the controversy to amplify their critiques of Trudeau's leadership. Conservative MPs have accused the Liberals of treating the CPP as a slush fund for their policy goals, with one MP calling the situation an unforgivable betrayal of Canadians' trust. The NDP has echoed calls for greater transparency, though some critics argue their response has been too muted. Experts and advocacy groups have also weighed in, calling for stricter oversight of CPP investments. They argue that pension funds should focus exclusively on maximizing returns for contributors, not advancing government initiatives. As outrage grows, the Trudeau government faces mounting pressure to address these allegations head-on. However, whether their explanations will satisfy Canadians or further erode trust remains to be seen. What do you think? Should the government have more oversight of the CPP, or should it leave pension funds completely independent? Let us know in the comments. If you found this breakdown valuable, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay informed about critical issues impacting Canada.